If you're curious why SkekMal the Hunter is so different from the other Skeksis, stay tuned! I'm about to go over why I believe he's so unique. But before we get started, let me know if you have a favorite Skeksis. Hello friends and family members, you have McGann, and welcome to the Fangirl, a series where I pull out a lot of details to shove them together into a theory, kind of like withered bars of soap. This time around, I'm finally covering Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, and if you haven't seen it yet, there are mild spoilers ahead, but since I'm only covering the one character, I really doubt it's going to ruin the entire series for you if you choose to watch this first. For those of you who have never seen any Dark Crystal stuff, let me briefly recap what a Skeksis is and where they come from. Basically, the Dark Crystal is about this planet called Thra, who was all peaceful until these aliens showed up. Most residents of Thra were really cool with these aliens, called Urskeks, but the truth of the matter was that the Urskeks had been banished to Thra as a punishment. The Urskeks hung out for a while, kinda learned how to be better people, and then decided to try to go back home. The trick, though, is that they had to be good on the inside to go back home, and they could only travel once every 1,000 years as this combined beam of light. Well, during their attempt to travel, one of the Urskeks had some negative thoughts going on in their mind, and BAM! Not only was leaving Thra denied, but the Urskeks were all converging into one when that dark thought hit. So it tainted them all and split each alien into two pieces. So now every Urskek is now one half Urru, aka the Peaceful Mystics, and one half Skeksis. The two new races have foggy memories, but each Skeksis is directly tied to an Urru. So if one of the Urru cuts their hand, their counterpart Skeksis will also have a cut for seemingly no reason. That has to be kind of horrifying to go around like, what happened? Why am I suddenly bleeding? Now, for the most part, the Skeksis have declared themselves a ruling class. Almost like ambition was the evil part of the Urskeks. But the Skeksis live in this micro-society where they're the top of all beings on Thra, and every one of the Skeksis talents is put to some kind of use. There's an emperor, a scientist, a chamberlain, which is somebody who runs the emperor's household, by the way. There's a place for everyone. But then enter SkekMal the Hunter, who is the complete opposite of every other Skeksis. Where the others are shown as spoiled, pampered, high society types that don't do grunt work, SkekMal is like a predator hunting for a worthy fight. And every other Skeksis seems to be afraid of him. I'm not saying they don't have good reason to fear him, just that he is very unique in his behavior. Now, SkekMal's counterpart is Urru the Archer, which is also interesting. Urru also has these really strong hunter-like tendencies, and he doesn't seem to live with the other mystics either. And fair enough, all the Skeksis are pretty evil, but it is more of a like self-indulgence or self-preservation type of thing. The hunter is just angry, like he's been yelled at by his boss all day and now he needs to lash out at someone so he doesn't have a heart attack. Although we could argue that SkekMal the Heretic is also out of alignment for Skeksis' character, but that's all because SkekMal was made an outcast after he promoted unity between Skeksis and Urru. So SkekMal's personality was created after he started questioning his role in the world. As far as we know, SkekMal has no such backstory. So why is it that SkekMal is so different? Well, if I had to venture a guess, I'd say it's because SkekMal is the reason that the Urskeks split in two. Remember how I mentioned the Urskek that had some bad thoughts and that's what created the Skeksis? Well, I could be wrong, but SkekMal seems to fit that bill. He's angry, scary, violent, and an unpredictable wild card longing to dominate others and prove he's the best. Yeah, that would be the kind of mindset to ruin things for everybody else. So if SkekMal is the reason that the exiled Urskeks became two races, it stands to reason that there would be a certain level of ostracism that came with that. Since Dark Crystal creation myths very blatantly says that it was one Urskeks that soiled them all, then it's probably common knowledge which one that was. Even if the mystics and the Skeksis don't directly remember what happened, there could still be that you feeling, even if they don't exactly know why. So, being the major screwer-upper, SkekMal SkekMal would be frequently excluded from the group, given the lowest jobs, kept at a distance, and just not treated as well as the others. Who's to say? Maybe SkekMal had some internal guilt going on even if he didn't really understand it, which could in turn make it more difficult for him to interact with the others. So instead of pulling a Steven Universe and working through your emotions, SkekMal kept more and more to himself, eventually taking on hunting and tracking to try and soothe his inner rage, which never worked. And thus, the hunter got worse the more he was isolated, until he was like a wild animal that only got called upon during the most dire of situations. Again, I might be totally off the mark here, especially since the Dark Crystal has this very elaborate, almost secretive storyline, but SkekMal being the Urskek that split the races really seems to fit. After all, the end of the Dark Crystal movie shows the Urskeks reforming and then traveling as beams of light with no problems. So whoever the issue was, he's not around anymore. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Alright, I want to address this because I know people will complain in the comments again like they have in other videos. I kind of interchange Skeksis and Skeksis because the original Dark Crystal goes back and forth between those two. Some characters say Skeksis, some say Skeksis. You can watch it and see I'm not crazy, so I'm just kind of bouncing it around. I don't feel like one way is right or wrong because it's a made-up word, but the same could be true for SkekMal or SkekMal. It just depends on how you want to pronounce it. Honestly, there are so many details going on in Age of Resistance that concentrating on how they pronounce a name is not something that went on the top of my priority list. So sorry if that bothers you so much. Also, I do want to open up the floor and ask if you have anything that you want me to explore in the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, please let me know. I feel like I've had a wave of things hit me at once and trying to sort through it and like, well, what do people care about? What is just a stupid little obscure detail that's not worth mentioning? And I'm really trying to sort myself into doing broader theories so that more people will watch them. So again, if you have ideas, let me know. If that idea pops up enough, I will very likely cover it, at least to the best that I can as a theorist. Which, yeah, by the way, I gotta talk about this shirt because I thought this shirt was so cute. I found it at VidCon. I think it is officially part of like the game theory merchandise, but I have to say this is the most upsetting, disappointing shirt I ever bought. I thought the price point was good. I thought the design was cute. I like that it was these little bits all around it. But when I asked for a women's extra large, which is the size I wear, they go, oh, it runs really small. Let me get you an extra large and a 2X and you can open them and see the difference. And there was like this much difference between them. So I said, let's go ahead and go up to a 3X. So I asked for a 3X because surely I have never worn a 3X in my life. And as you can see, I got it on, but what you can't see, and I'm not going to show you because I'm not that brave, is that about this much of my stomach is still hanging out of a 3X shirt when I wear an extra large. This is not a little girl shirt. This was not marked as a junior shirt, which is like teenage girls. So seriously, what in the holy hexadecimal is the point of having plus size clothing if you're gonna cut them like you're a freaking child? All right, I know Matt Pat's wife is like a stick figure and she's gorgeous, no hate, but most of us women have boobs and curves and we need clothing that actually fits, especially if it's gonna be plus size. Anything with an X should be cut nice and roomy and comfortable and preferably a little bit longer than anything else because, you know, we got booties and hips and everything else we're trying to hide. Unexpected rant there, but I've had the same issue with little girls' clothes. If you buy a little girl's extra large shirt, it is smaller than a boy's size medium. So why are we telling everybody that they're so fat and disgusting and they don't fit in the sizes right when the boys don't have that same problem? I mean, boys are flat chested for the most part. I know some of them have the mighty man boobs, but for the most part, boys are flat. You might have a little tummy, and it's so unfair that men's clothes are cut so big and roomy when they tend to not have so many curves. They maybe have the one belly curve. These designers, I swear, they're so frustrating. Or, and this isn't specific to this shirt, but you get all these manufacturers that decide women only want tank tops. And then they want to cut them like you're not wearing a bra. So it's like, hey, all this, like, there are very few people over the age of 25 that have hoo-has so nice that they can go braless for anything. So come on. Just all you designers, all you product makers, all you people who are sitting there thinking about designing merchandise, think about your clientele. Don't think about how it fits you as a size 0. Think about about how they're going to be comfortable as a size extra large or 2X or 3X or 5X. Think about them, not you. I'm so upset because I love this shirt so much and I can't wear it anywhere because it shows my stomach. So I either bought it to be an undershirt, which I did not, and it wouldn't be comfortable enough to be an undershirt anyways, or I just threw my money away because nobody could bother to look at how things fit before they designed and made these products. Just tired, man. You know, fat women have enough problems without their clothing being sized so obscenely different from one brand to the next. And while that's not a game theory specific complaint, it'd be awesome if somebody heard this and really could make changes. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I just want a shirt that fits. Anyways. But rant over. I'm sorry, that got all kinds of off the rails. Mega pet peeve there. We're gonna be done derping. Remember to send me your Dark Crystal questions if you have them, and we'll see you next time, my dear family members. Excuse you, no break-ins. Lord. As a way to calm his inner... Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.